beautiful day for a nature walk.
Sure is, Nancy.
Wow, those sparrows are having sex. It's the cloaca kit.
Look, this tree is budding. That's another type of sex.
Whoa, what the whale is that?
Is that a fish in a tree?
That's a pretty nice bass.
Are you a chemist or something? That's clearly a salmon.
How the fish did I get there?
As an atmospheric gas, nitrogen diffuses into the ocean along its concentration gradient. From the ocean, it is taken up by a variety of microorganisms and incorporated into organic molecules within their bodies. These microorganisms form the bottom of a food chain that will eventually lead the nitrogen, along with many other nutrients and elements, into salmon, where they become part of the fish and are carried wherever it goes. When the salmon approach the end of their lives, they follow the rivers and streams back to the spawning grounds of their birth, and in doing so, carry all of the nitrogen and other nutrients and elements that they have accumulated over their lives back to these inland areas. These nutrients are first able to enter the terrestrial ecosystem when predators catch the salmon returning to spawn. Bears, for instance, are dependent on salmon as a food source before hibernating in the winter, but other animals, such as birds of prey, also catch and consume salmon on their return journey. Those salmon which are not caught continue on upstream and spawn. Predators and scavengers alike have a unique ability to transport the salmon and the nutrients contained within far from the rivers and streams the salmon travel. They may completely consume the fish, or they may only eat a portion and leave the rest to rot on the forest floor. In this event, the unconsumed portion of the salmon undergoes decomposition, in which bacteria and other microorganisms play an important role in liberating the nutrients and elements from the salmon. Ammonium and nitrates are two important nitrogen-containing molecules that result from this process. Further, a portion of the salmon's nutrients and elements will enter the soil after being excreted by the predators and scavengers that have eaten the fish. Nitrogen in particular is a component of the urea found in urine and will partially break down into other nitrogen-containing molecules. As discussed before, many salmon escape predation and successfully reach their spawning grounds where, after spawning, they too will die. If they are not collected by scavengers here, they will rot in the stream, releasing their nutrients into both the water and the stream bed. Some of these nutrients will then diffuse further into the forest soils where they become available to the roots of the surrounding trees and plants. Trees and other plants are dependent on many of the nutrients and elements introduced to the forest by the salmon, and therefore, the nutrients are quickly absorbed by the roots and transmitted throughout the structure of the plants. Nitrogen-based molecules are often the first to be taken up. The nitrogen is put to use in a variety of applications, including the manufacture of chlorophyll as well as amino acids, which can be further utilized in building the structural and functional proteins upon which the trees and plants depend. The nitrogen that is being provided by the salmon can be definitively recognized as having originated in the ocean because it has a larger ratio of nitrogen 15 to nitrogen 14 than the nitrogen which is usually found in terrestrial samples. This confirms the vital role that salmon play in enriching the inland ecosystems where they spawn.
So that's how the salmon gets the trees.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.